This is a follow-up to the video that we did last week about cortisol imbalances and adrenal fatigue. So this is such a hot topic that I got so many questions and messages, which is really great because it just tells me that this is something that we really need to focus on. So treatment, I want to explain to you what to do now that we've identified that, yeah, you suffer from adrenal fatigue or you might have some cortisol problems. What does that mean and what do we do? So we're all stressed and it's easy for us to say, just try to calm down and slow down and get the stress out of your life. But for a lot of people, that's not really realistic. We have families, we have jobs, and we actually need to keep going and we need energy to do so. So the way I treat this is twofold. Number one is with something called stress repair. So this is stress repair here. It's our number one seller actually. We cannot keep this on the shelf. And there's good reason. This is the gland of cortisol that I was talking about. So when I mentioned that we wanted to fill your gas tank with cortisol, this is the stuff that we're using. This is a gland of cortisol and it's also a bunch of adaptogenic herbs, which are just herbs that also bring up your cortisol levels and your energy levels and help to restore and rebuild that function. So for you to notice a difference taking something like this, you'd probably see a difference within a week or so, but it does take about 3 months to fill your cortisol reserves and get you back to a place where you're feeling really good. The second treatment is something that I call Cortisol Relief, and this is actually the opposite. This is for the person who is so stressed and so wired that they actually cannot calm down. They can't go to sleep at night because their brain is going. They can't shut their thoughts off and they actually feel exhausted, but they're wired. So for this person, I actually need to bring your cortisol levels down. That's what Cortisol Relief does. So stress repair is for the morning time to bring you up and give you energy to get going with your day. And then Cortisol Relief is to take in the evening before bed to help you unwind and to help get your cortisol levels down. For some people who are so stressed, they need both of these actually. They need help in the morning and they need help in the evening because your cortisol curve is actually a curve that goes like this. So we need to support the curve in the morning to wake you up and bring the curve down before bed to help you sleep. So that's how I treat adrenal fatigue, or just the very basics as to how I treat it. And any more detailed treatment that we would need to do together, then of course I would go through that with you. But that's the basics, and I hope it answers some questions that you had after watching the video last week.